Hey everybody, it is Matty here with Altcoin Buzz with you on this Tuesday, during which time we're going to be talking about updates with Enjin. GDC is something that we'll be discussing. They have a couple of updates on Twitter that will alert you to. A couple of editorial pieces asking, is the FUD back? There's some negative price movement today for the first time. Seems like in a little while, seems like over a week, at least subjectively. News out of China that we'll discuss. There's a technical analysis here that we'll look at in regards to Ethereum, asking ourselves, is $210 for Ethereum possible? Grayscale Investments has changed their investment fund, basically de-weighted XRP and increased more Litecoin in their portfolio. And finally, rumors out of Facebook. They're allegedly raising as much as $1 billion for their cryptocurrency stablecoin. Let's begin here with EthereumWorldNews.com today, and they ask, altcoins are starting to dump, so is Bitcoin ready to make a big move? Before diving into that article, let's take a look here at the market snapshot. We're down about 2.6%, so not a whole lot, but down a couple of $1 billion over the other day, where I believe we were sitting at about 181 billion in our last video. Everything is down accordingly about a percentage point or two, with the two exceptions really in the top 10 or so, just out of the top 10 being EOS up 1.6% and Tron up handsomely actually at 5.7%, sitting now at 30 cents. So Ethereum World News dares to ask, given that altcoins are dumping, is Bitcoin ready to make a move? Well, back in 2017, a clear pattern emerged between Bitcoin and the altcoins. Bitcoin was and still is the bellwether for the entire market, leading the peaks and troughs. However, they were also inversely correlated in that altcoins would often dump before Bitcoin made a big move. So the same could be happening now in this author's opinion, because Bitcoin is maintaining its hold on the $5,200 price level. But yes, some of the altcoins are starting to fall back, and as a result, the Bitcoin market dominance has climbed a little bit higher, about a percentage point up. It's now at 51.3% over the past week or so. It's been moving to that level. I personally don't feel that a pullback in altcoins alone indicates that we're going to see some kind of big surge in Bitcoin. I think that is very overly optimistic and perhaps naive thinking. However, there are some analytics to back this up. The calls for the pullback have intensified as Bitcoin approached a massive resistance point at the 50-week moving average, which is at about $5,600. Over the past 24 hours, Bitcoin did hit $5,300 twice before dropping back, and at the time of writing, it has fallen to about $5,200. If you want to take a look at some of the other arguments as to why the fall in altcoins could be a precursor to a price pump in Bitcoin, check out the rest of this article. We'll link to it below. At the time of this recording, Bitcoin on CoinGecko.com sits at $5,164. Down a little bit, but as you can see, down only 0.2%, whereas much of its competition are down, 10 times as much or more. Looking at Enjin now, our friends at Enjin have this update on Twitter. So GDC 2019 was beyond amazing and taught us a valuable lesson. If you build it, they really will come. Here's what we did at the largest game industry event in the world. You can see this is a tweet here from the 8th of April and the Enjin booth here on full display. Checking out the article on blog.enjincoin.com. Here's what we did at the world's largest game industry event, that being GDC for 2019. GDC was beyond amazing. The event broke last year's record attendance, attracting more than 29,000 people to San Francisco's Moscone Convention Center. So, what exactly did we do at the largest game industry event in the world? Well, you can read about the expo itself, but moving ahead, let's take a look specifically at what Enjin did and some of the feathers they can put in their cap. I would recommend watching this video if you have the time. It should paint a pretty good picture of the event, of the Enjin booth, and what the space is all about, really. Here's another great piece courtesy of our friend Box Mining, who had a live stream for the Game Developers Conference. As they write here, on behalf of the entire Enjin team, I'd like to express our deepest gratitude to the 6 early adopters who joined us at booth S563. These guys and girls were the real stars of the booth, evangelizing blockchain gaming and the Enjin platform with relentless passion. A whole bunch of great photos here that you can check out, as well as what looked to be an awesome after party. This is quite a happening event. We got to check out GDC 2020 if this is what we're missing here. This looked fantastic. Some of the talks were also equally impressive. You had Wojtek Romdowski, who is Enjin's chief technical officer, inventor of the ERC1155 token standard, and the unofficial wizard of blockchain. As part of the conference's programming track, Wojtek presented 2 blockchain game development sessions. And again, we encourage you to watch those sessions here recorded on video if you have the opportunity. But in this session, Wojtek explored how blockchain technology can be used in creative ways in game design and new forms of gameplay. He discussed Enjin's suite of blockchain development tools and demonstrated Enjin Beam by beaming out some collectible tokens that were made exclusively for GDC 2019. Finally, he showcased some of the most interesting games being built on the Enjin platform this year and took a dive into the world's first multiverse. Wojtek was joined by Space Pirate Games founder Chris Lovermy, who demoed Age of Rust, a dark sci-fi adventure game being built with the Enjin platform. For more information, check out this link in full. We'll link to it, of course, in the description below. There are a lot of great embedded pieces of content and media and recap videos that we don't quite have time to showcase here, but kudos to Enjin. Congratulations on a fantastic showing at GDC 2019. Also tweeted out by Enjin recently, with all of our tools and products, we aim to make the power of blockchain accessible to mainstream audiences and reach a point where adoption is lurking beneath us all. Join the movement. So let's counterbalance now some of the positivity with just a dose of negativity here on CryptoPotato.com. They ask, the FUD is back, China to ban Bitcoin mining again. Potentially, yes. China's clampdown on cryptocurrencies doesn't seem to have reached its boiling point. Apparently, the country is once again charging against the industry as its state planner reportedly wants to ban Bitcoin mining. I don't think that's possible in practice. Maybe theoretically you can issue certain laws and whatnot, but let's read on. Growing government pressure on cryptocurrencies in China. According to a recent report, China's National Development and Reform Commission, the NRDC, formerly known as the State Planning Commission, is seeking public opinions on a list with industries that it intends to eliminate, restrict, or encourage. Reportedly, Bitcoin mining, as well as 450 other activities, should be prohibited because, quote, they did not adhere to relevant laws and regulations, were unsafe, wasted resources, or polluted the environment. While the public has until May 7th to express thoughts on the matter, it's worth noting that the document hasn't stipulated a target date or a plan to follow, hinting that the ban may take place immediately. There's nothing immediately concerning here for me. I think this is still something that seems to be looking for public support in one form or another. However, let's keep an eye on it. You can read about the full article if you so choose. Of course, this isn't the first time it's been done. There are precedents for these kinds of calls to action in China. So let us know your thoughts about this in the comments below. I'm not immediately concerned. Again, let's keep an eye on it. We'll keep you updated as things and time goes by. As I mentioned just a little bit earlier in that snapshot of the market, I mentioned the relative winners of the day are Bitcoin, in that it's really not down versus some of its altcoins. And of course, EOS and Tron, which is up even more now, 6.5%. Ethereum is down a little bit. Again, not as much as some of the others here in the top 10, but it has been doing really well lately. And we have this piece by Robert here on altcoinbuzz.io, who asks, Ethereum to $210, an ETH analysis. Ethereum on the daily charts looks quite bearish. A big move may occur before the correction. So the current situation in the crypto space is quite crazy and the markets don't move as expected. For Robert, it's obvious that a bull run has started. However, he'd still like to be cautious since the price can't only go up. That's a fair framing of the situation. I'd expect a major correction soon, but until then, by the way, none of this is financial advice, guys, but here are the bullet points here in terms of summarizing the argument. We have support at about $165 based on the charts, and resistance at $195, and then $210. The current price at the time of Robert's publication is $178. If you're interested to learn more about whether or not Robert feels Ethereum can break through first the 195 and then the 210 price resistance, check out this article in full and let us know what you think. I continue to be quite bullish on Ethereum in the long term. I'm stockpiling it pretty much like no other crypto that I have. So if you're like-minded, if you're in agreement with that strategy, let me know. Give us your perspective in the comments below. It looks like Grayscale is pretty bullish on Litecoin because here's the update by Luke. Grayscale investment changed large cap fund, less XRP and more Litecoin. Grayscale Investments has announced a structure change of its digital large fund. They changed the fund to more Litecoin and less XRP. As Luke writes, Grayscale Investments, founded by the Digital Currency Group and a global leader in digital asset management, revealed on Friday that it has completed its quarterly review to update the weightings of its digital large cap fund, their DLC. The Grayscale Trust currently holds 9 single asset products. The products are Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Horizon, that's a bit of an odd, kind of standout to me, ZEN, Litecoin, XRP, Stellar Lumens, and Zcash. They revealed some changes in a tweet. DLC is passive, rules-based strategy that seeks to provide exposure to the large cap segment of the digital asset class, 70% target coverage. Third tweet, although no new assets qualified for inclusion following DLC's quarterly review, the below table highlights how DLC's weightings have changed from December 31st, 2018 to March 31st, 2019. And as you can see, their XRP weighting went from 14.7% to 11.9%. Their Litecoin weighting went up from 1.8% to 3.3%. The CEO and founder of Digital Currency Group and Grayscale Investments, Barry Silbert, told CNBC in an interview that he is, quote, as bullish as he has ever been on Bitcoin. Quote, I'm convinced that whatever money is in gold is not going to stay in gold. That gets handed down to millennials. I'm highly confident a lot of that will go into Bitcoin. As Luke writes, Grayscale makes changes in DLC and their weightings quarterly, so it'd be interesting to take a look and follow up, see what they do in the next fiscal quarter. But not a bad omen overall for Litecoin. Not too bad at all. Finally today on CryptoSlate.com, Facebook allegedly raising as much as $1 billion for its cryptocurrency stablecoin. In brief, Facebook is looking to venture capital firms to invest in its cryptocurrency project for sums as large as $1 billion, according to New York Times reporter Nathaniel Popper. The company is allegedly designing its crypto as a stablecoin for WhatsApp using a basket of foreign currencies as collateral. Nathaniel Popper says the following in a tweet on April 8th. Update on Facebook's cryptocurrency. Sources tell me that Facebook is now looking to get VC firms to invest in the Facebook cryptocurrency project we reported on earlier this year. I hear they are targeting big sums, as much as $1 billion. And that about rounds it out, everybody, for today. Do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels and keep checking back into our website for updates, altcoinbuzz.io. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead, like, subscribe, share, and hit the bell to receive notifications. All the best of luck if you choose to invest, but I wish you a happy Tuesday, first and foremost, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Hope you have a great one, that you're having a good week, and as always, we hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.